Any loops? Do you guys want to see some loops? Is that what you're here for? The loop? Is that it? Is that all you really want? Chat is loops. Fucking Swedish AWACS, dude. With their perfect loops. Those stupid, perfect, sexy Swedes! With their fucking glorious loops. Those stupid, sexy, perfect Swedes. Goddamn beautiful loops.
The veto
Look,
is an
they're like
which has
fucking
no place. Action
a tenth of a no, 100th of a nautical mile,
today.
dude. Like,
However,
that's a tenth of a nautical
the
mile.
veto in
They
no
are
way
literally
obscures the
running
plain
through
facts
their
of
own
Russian
fucking
aggression
tracks every
against
single time
Ukraine.
they're doing those loops, pretty much.
Nor will it show
The
blatant
clean
breaches of international
Swedish
law.
loop. And you look at this
We stand ready
fucking mess.
to support further
Look at
measures
this
if Russia does not reverse
abhorrent
course.
mess.
Is a tragedy
Look at this
for the people
fucking
of
monstrosity.
Ukraine, and one which evokes
Look at that.
nightmares.
That's
that
not
the people
clean.
Of Europe
Is this a car? Is this a fucking car, dude? What the fuck is this? Why is there a French car with a transponder on?
We condemn
What the fuck? Look, I'm just saying.
The representative of Ghana.
Ain't nobody do it like the Swedish loops, dog. These are not clean loops, dude. These are not clean loops.
Call on the Russian Federation. Besides our own assessment,
Look, this
that
is
Ukraine presented no
disgusting.
imminent threat to the Russian, which have shown to
That's
the
done
world
by a
that
machine.
against
Deplorable
its
loops.
neighbor, because it
Look at
put
this glorious Swedish
at the beginning
loop.
of its Russian Federation, a permanent member of the Security Council.
Oh, look, this fucking asshole is
This
just starting
action
his
has fallen
loop.
short of the higher
This
standards expected
this
of all
fucking
those
guy.
of a special privilege. There is also special
Disgusting American
reiterate Ghana's
loops.
full
He's no
in
Swede,
accordance
that's
with
for
the
sure.
sensitive
From the
manner
country
the
that
Security
invented
Council has been
NASCAR, no
structured
less.
to function.
Inconsistent loop.
constraints. Fully reflect
Horrible
upon
loop.
As
What
we
is this?
proceed with the long-standing efforts to reform the United Nations Security Council.
I'll tell you unironically why
and
they're
how
doing this.
it operates.
Unironically, the reason why some of these ones are short and some of these ones are long is because this is a refueling loop, right?
To that process,
And if they need to hold on for longer so that they don't need to turn while a plane is refueling, they will commit longer. So that's the non-meme answer to why these American loops are terrible. The Swedish E1 bird doesn't need to do that. It's literally just scanning. It doesn't need to deviate at all. But if this American tanker has to connect to something that needs to stay with it for longer, then it's not going to do a loop, right? But if it needs to short its loop to connect with someone that's heading south, right, then it's going to shorten its own loop and come back around. Does that make sense? Why do planes turn off their transponders? So they can't be seen by the enemy, bruh. Why do you think you can't see any planes over Ukraine and Russia?
We support
What the fuck
the
is
Russian
this
Federation
Italian
and
loop?
Ukraine in
What the fuck is
resolving
that? What the
negotiations.
fuck, Italy?
Council has held two
Oh my god, the Americans have learned the secret of the loop. The Americans have learned the secret of the loop. This is an American loop. This is an American Swedish loop. This is the first American loop. Copying a Swedish pilot. Do you want to see the fucking absolute travesty that is the fucking Italian loops, dude? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Horrific Italian paper clips, dude. This is not glorious Swedish loop. This is travesty of Italian paper clips. What the fuck is this? Unfolded fucking Italian paper clips instead of glorious Swedish loop. Disgusting Italian paper clips over France. Look at this. They've landed. They've gone home. But the glorious Swedish loop still remains. The fucking glorious Swedish loop. The Americans, man. They're learning. They're learning the Swedish loop. Slowly but surely. They've only done like one of each right now. So I think they're on this. I think they're starting their second loop. They're starting their second loop. There's 411. Look at that. Horrific American loop. Horrific American noodles. Disgusting American robot controlled loop. This is their first loop. They're on like their second loop right now. Because they came in. They went around. They went back. Yeah, they're only just on their second loop right now. You see? They're just starting their second loop. Well, they're not starting it. They're a quarter of the way through. We've been following all the pilots. Yeah, dude, all the American tanker pilots have got dog shit loops. It's terrible. It's abhorrent. You hate to see it. All these loops are fucking god-awful. Terrible loop. You want a crumb of loop? I'll give you a crumb of loop. I'll give you just one more dose of the Swedish loop, okay? Don't tell your friends. Don't tell your friends. This is just for you. This dose of loop. Just shh 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 shh. Don't tell anyone. Shh 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 shh. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough Swedish loop. That's enough. That's you can't have any more than that. All right. That's it. That's all you're getting. No more Swedish loop. The first loop is free. I like how we've turned this chat of like 2,000 people into no. We've turned this fucking chat of 2,000 plus people into people shitposting about the flight patterns of NATO aircraft. You realize when we go back to like regular streaming, nobody is gonna know what the fuck we're talking about. Nobody is gonna know what the fuck we are talking about. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit, dude. Ooh. But they've only done 4 loop. But that was a good 4 loop. That's a good 4 loop right there. That's a good Dutch loop. Oh, Luxembourg loop even. Luxembourg's got AWACS. What the fuck? Why the fuck is there a Luxembourg AWACS plane? Isn't that like their whole air force? What the fuck? Isn't that like the entire Luxembourg air force? That's the whole Luxembourg air force there, guys. Good luck. Well done, Luxembourg. Committing 100% of their forces. Committing 100% of their forces to doing this AWACS work. Giving it their all. I'm helping white people happy. Oh. What are you doing? The American loop they're not good today. They're not good. Ooh, that's a pretty tight Hercules loop though. Is he drawing a... Did they try and draw a... American... Poor effort there. Poor effort with the American loop. Poor effort with the American loops. Luxembourg AWACS on its way in. The entirety of the Luxembourg Air Force there. Flying on in. Do their duty. The whole Luxembourg Air Force there passing over Poland right now. All 14 members of the Luxembourg Air Force. Fully committed to the NATO deployment there. There they go. Fully committed to the NATO deployment there. Oh, it's showing the darkness. The darkness comes for us all. Off to a bad start. Off to a bad start. Off to a bad... Are they just all drawing dicks in the sky now? Is that what they... Oh! Just gotta keep turning. Just gotta keep turning. Keep that bank going. Keep that bank going. Tighten it up a bit. Tighten it up a bit. Yes. Yes. Keep that bank going. Keep that bank going. Keep turning. Turn left. 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 Keep going left. No! Medium left! Medium left! Samir! You're breaking the cog! It's the pentaloop. That's so bad. Oh, Oh, he might be doing the bell, dude. He might be doing the bell. Is he gonna do the bell? Is he gonna do the bell? I'm on some severe copium for the bell right now, dude. Nacho, this is ATC. Nacho, send it. ATC, you'd better not finish that fucking loop. Nacho 10-4, out. They wouldn't say 10-4. That's me spending too much time role-playing a cop. The pentaloop, dude. Please tell... I gotta check. Please tell me if that already ended up in Penta's Discord. Did they fly out and do like... Oh, they did four loops. Luxembourg did 4 very good loops. Very good loops. Very, very well done there. Well done, Luxembourg. Look how close they are. Actually, that's kind of sick. Look how close this one is to the Luxembourg's loops, dude. These are actually good. These are good loops, man. Luxembourg they're very close to the Swedish loop. Why do they loop? These are AWACS planes, so they're just doing air radar. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Now, what's interesting about this is that they're basically gonna do exactly the same loop, dude. Also, just so you're aware, so you can read this a little bit better, the more like purple the color, the higher up it is. The more red it is, the lower it is. So like this is apparently below ground. It's not actually below ground, but it's you know that's on the ground right now at Eindhoven. You'll notice all the helicopters are like orange or like light yellow. That's 75 to 100 feet. That's at 3,000 feet. That's at the ground level. Fucked up radar. But these are all like high. 32,000 feet, 35,000 feet, 29,000 feet, 50 feet, right? 50 fucking feet off the ground! Oh, because they're landing. Okay. I was like, hold the fuck on. What is this Black Hawk doing? It's flying fucking NOE, dude. But no, it's because it's landing. But it's like flying nap of the fucking earth, and it's not flying nap of the earth. You're going through the drive-through. Look at this. Look how close they are. Look at this Luxembourg. They're literally getting back. They're literally going into the same fucking loop as the other plane. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. You see that? Look. Look at that. That is Luxembourg skill right there. That is some skilled Luxembourg pilots. I'll tell you that. Very, very well done, Luxembourg. I'm proud of you. You're doing me proud right now. Bro, if these guys make a full fucking loop and it's like in the tracks of the other one, that'll be insane. They've been training for that loop their entire life. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the original loop. Now look at them. Look at them. They're like a fucking block apart from each other, man, on the ground. Look at that. Look at that glorious loop. Look at that glorious loop. He's pulling away. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Oh, he's coming back. Oh. Oh. So yeah, they probably took off without their extended tanks, and now they're fueling up. Took off with empty-ish tanks because it takes less mass to get off the ground. Yeah, if you can do if you can do this, it's better to do this because it takes less energy to get off the ground. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this fucking war crime that we're witnessing? The Dutch pilot has been smoking fucking something. Fucking Etch-a-Sketch, dude. Ooh, but having said that, he's pretty... Yeah, well, I mean, he's pretty on the money there. Get that out of my sight. Rebel 77, still just dicking around. What is this? Fucking monstrosity of loops. Ugh. Disgusting. Ugh. 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 Horrific. C-130 Super Hercules doing touch and goes. Yeah, it's, the Hercules is literally like landing at LÖÖPS. Landed at fucking Rockler. Landed at fucking... Let's see. Landed at Krakow. Literal touch and goes. I don't... Maybe they're just testing, like, landing approaches and stuff like that for troop movements. It is pretty interesting that we have an American Super Hercules just doing touch and goes, though. Like, it's also that they maybe took off from there, but we don't have the transponder data from before that. So they're literally, like, flying up to, you know, a decent fucking altitude. Touch and go, leave. Touch and go, leave. Touch and go, leave. Touch and go, leave. Like, where are they going? They're probably gonna go to what? Yeah, Rejesho. Rejesho. Doesn't touch and go take a lot of fuel? Yeah. I can't speak Polish, dude. They're collecting frequent flyer miles. Ground speed steady, 171 knots. This is a landing run. Barometric altitude, 600 meters off the ground. Sync rate, lower, 300 feet per minute. Final approach. Ground speed, 165 knots. 163 knots. Sync rate is steady. Is he gonna touch and go? That's the question. This is what we want to know. Is he touching and going, or are they actually landing? Ground speed, 140. 135. 600 meters off the ground. Still sinking. 600 feet per minute. Ground speed, 130 knots. Steady at 600 meters. Oh, dropping now. Still sinking. 1,700 feet off the ground. Sync rate of 704. Ground speed 125 knots. 300 meters off the ground shortly. They're about 450 meters off now. 400 meters. Ground speed 130 knots. Sync rate of minus 700 per minute. We're in the last 30 to 45 seconds. 300 meters off the ground now. 126 knots. 150 meters off the ground. He's fucking low. Imagine being the people on that roundabout. 125. We want to see whether this guy's going to touch and go or not, because this Hercules has been just flying around Poland, landing at different airfields. So we want to know, like, how long they spend on the airfield and stuff like that. This is more so NATO curiosity than anything else. 525. 100 meters off the ground. 121 knots ground speed. I mean, he's basically at stall speeds right now, so 120 knots. Yeah, that's landing speeds, dude. Monka W, no updates. No update. No update. Likely we just can't see the tracker data because he's on the ground now. Ground speed, no data. So landed at 720, okay. Oh, kayak. Kayak on some good loop, on some solid loop there. Kayak, the British loop. That is a solid British loop. Solid British loop. NATO 9 has completed one loop. Oops. Where is NATO 9? Oh, there he is. Oh! Going in on the second loop. Oh, Kayak, you were doing so well. Kayak was doing so well, man. But hey, NATO 09. Kayak fell off, dude. He fell off. Oh, fuck. Fucking TikTok, dude. He fell off. You guys have got to chill out on the loop tracking, man. You're spoiling it. You're spoiling it. Stop. You're spoiling it. We got to just go back every now and then. You just keep constantly you keep suckling on the teat of loop. There'll be no payoff, man. You got to have the delayed gratification of only looking at loops every now and then. You can't constantly look for the loop. You constantly look for the loop, and you know nobody has fun when we do go and look at the loop. Yeah? I've turned an entire I've turned 3,100 people into loop addicts. Yeah. Sucking on the teat of loop. Loop edging. Yeah. Hang on. Manage rewards and challenges. Add new custom reward. Show loop. Oh god. Oh god, what have I done? What have I done? Oh no. Oh no. This was a terrible idea. This was a... How the fuck do you all have this many channel points, dude? You're killing my activity feed right now. I'm raising the price. I'm raising the price. I'm raising the price right now.
Mother, I require loops.
Loops. I'm raising the price. It's going up. Inflation is a motherfucker. Inflation is a motherfucker, okay? Oh god, they don't care. Oh god, they don't care that it's 50k. Oh no. Oh no.
LÖÖPS?
LÖÖPS. Alright. Okay. Disgusting. This was our bastion of loop. And they fucked it up, dude. They fucked it up. I have to show one loop for each person who redeemed it. Men only want one thing. And it's disgusting. Loops. Ooh, there's a loop. That's a nice loop. That's a nice loop. Oh god, is this? Are you ready to see the Italian paperclip loops? Although, I will say, when they do their individual bits of pizza de pasta, they are pretty good individually. They're pretty good individual loops. When you look at them in isolation, they're just doing a lot of small loops. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty reasonable quality loops. They're not the best. Like, this is a bit fucked up. Yeah, this is like postmodern loop, dude. This is avant-garde loop. Freehand loop, you know? But like when they do multiple passes, you know, they're pretty tight with it. They're pretty tight with it. They're pretty tight with it. They're pretty tight with it when they do. Oh, dude, that's it, man. That's the wrong sound clip. This is what we want. I gotta stop. Send in the troops! He's fucking with the loops! We'll circle back around to loops later. Oh, did someone get addicted to loops? You huffing the loopium? Are you huffing the loopium, chat? I will give you some loop. Oh, why have you done this to us? I was just gonna display good loop. Although, if they're going home, I understand. We need to, hang on. We need to verify. This loop needs to be verified. Because if they're going home, this is glorious loop. This is perfect loop. We need to confirm the loop. This is either a great loop or a terrible loop. Oh, how could you do this to us? They're fucking it up. They're fucking it up. Tonight is not a good, it's not a good day for the loops. Where is my Gotland loop? Where is the glorious Swedish Kaliningrad Gotland loop? Where were you when the Swedish loop fell? Disgusting excuse for loops. These horrific excuses. Look, we can look upon NATO 3, right? We can look upon NATO 03 and their glorious track-on-track figure 8 from today. They held strong, they held really strong in the corners. They did well. The loops is just us looking at like tanker flight patterns and stuff, and it's just become a meme. So those of you who don't know, it's just become a meme in this community that we're talking about loops, because there was a really beautiful Swedish flight pattern. Yeah, here you go. Here's the loopium, dude. Here's the loopium, the glorious Swedish loop, where they were just on it every single time. It's just become a meme at this point, dude. Here it is. That's the glorious Swedish flight pattern. It's just become more and more of a meme as it's gone on. This is it, dude. This is the glorious Swedish loop that we're talking about right here. Sweden's loops, unrivaled Swedish loop. We've had some good contenders. We've had some very good contenders, but the Swedish loop, with its beautiful 20-degree angle, right? The Swedish loop has just been fucking glorious. And he did it for 8 hours. They went on for so long. This is the meme, dude. This is the meme. So when everyone's talking about just a crumb of loop, this is what we're talking about. And then you have the Italian loops from the French coastline, which are just fucking... That's the Swedish loop. The glorious Swedish loop. There's no Swedish loop! It is a Sunday. Does this... Oh. Yanko 1 putting in a solid showing for an inverse Swedish loop. That's a good inverse Swedish loop there. That's good. Yanko 1 is putting in a good showing. Putting in a good showing. Good shit, Yanko 1. What's Yanko 1? It's an RT misplane. I can't remember what it stands for. It's like airborne reconnaissance and fucking whatever. It's basically not. It's not ELINT. It's not E1. Somewhere in between. It's not AWACS. Aerial reconnaissance and target exploitation multi-mission intelligence system. There you go. That's the one that I was looking for. It's basically like fucking CIA recon. Little baby planes. Nacho's putting in a good effort. Nacho do be putting in a good effort. Yeah, Nacho's gonna fuck it up when he starts flying with his knees. Ooh. Ooh. NATO 03. The Luxembourg guys. With the AWACS. The AWACS getting at it today. That's a solid NATO loop right there. That's a solid NATO loop. That's a solid NATO 3 comeback. I guess they swapped out the pilot. That's a solid NATO loop. -1 squiggly start. But yeah, that's them just getting into the loop, man. Getting into the groove, you know what I mean? Would expect AWACS pilots to be loop proficient? You would think so. But they're only on this second loop. Lager 133, you could do better. Oh, what the f-
Holy Jesus. What is that?
What the fuck is that? Oh, what is this? This is Super Hercules trying to do the loop. They're flying. They're actually flying. They're flying Nap of the Earth. So they're actually flying along roads in between mountains. Like they're only like 700 meters off the ground, and sinking. So these guys are actually practicing. Yeah, this is training. This is training for NOE flying. So we meme about the loop, but they're actually doing something. Yeah, 410 kilometers an hour at like less than 1,000 meters off the ground. Like, to put that in perspective, their barometric altitude is 1,000 meters. This hilltop is 950 meters. So if these guys are gonna fly past these hilltop, like their barometric altitude right now, 1,100, right? They're only 50 meters off this mountaintop just then. They were literally just 50 meters off this mountaintop. Well, barometric altitude is 900 meters. Geometric altitude, geometric GPS is 1044. So barometric altitude is the air pressure above sea level, right? So it's a pretty decent measure of how high they actually are. 815 meters barometric altitude, and these mountaintops are like 900, so they're probably climbing right now. Oh god, they stopped moving. Oh no, they didn't. They went out of transponder there. Because they were that close to the ground. That's what these gaps are. They are going out of transponder range. Because they're flying that low to the ground. Bad loops forgiven. Bad loops forgiven. Considering they're basically flying on the fucking ground. This is what they're doing. This is literally what they're doing right now. Yeah, this is the Mach loop. This is the Mach loop. This is in the UK. This is in Wales. But as serves to say that their barometric altitude is lower than the hilltops around them, they are flying through valleys. So, like, barrow altitude right now is 700 meters. These hilltops are 800 meters, 700 meters, 600 meters, 651. The locals there have got to be getting pretty pissed off because they've... yeah. Oh, that's a solid loop from Nacho. That's pretty solid. It's not great. There's a little deviance here. We got a little bit of avant-garde loopage going on. The entry to the loop was solid. A little bit loose on the corners, but you know the straightaways were pretty good. Nacho, of course, a skilled NASCAR driver in peacetime, very good at only turning left. That's a solid 5.7. Solid 5.7 to 6.3 on the loop scale, I think. Now, of course, if we look at the Artemis plane, Yanko 1. Yanko 1 here, going for a more traditional Swedish loop. However, this is what we would refer to as an inverse Swedish loop, as the tippy tips are facing towards the enemy rather than away from. But yeah, Yanko 1 on a solid loopage here. Honestly, pretty solid loopage. I'd say this is on the 6.8 to 7.5 area. Yeah, it's got that kind of non-standard deviance here. It's got an early departure. Not a particularly good one. Very solid on the corners. Solid on the corners, but pretty limited in its run, you know. And so it's a solid effort from Yanko 1 there. Solid effort. Oh, there's NATO 03. Oh, look at that, NATO 03. NATO 03. NATO 03 coming in with a little bit of a deviated entry. However, subsequently, bang on the money. Bang on the money. Currently on their what is that? Currently on their 7th loop right now. Solid on the straights all the way through, running through their own tracks. You love to see it. Of course, NATO 03, the entirety of the Luxembourg Air Force, all in one place. Boys, we're rooting for you. But, yeah, very, very solid showing from NATO 03, making up for the lackluster delivery yesterday. Very well done, NATO 03. This is well up there on the sort of, I'd say this is a solid 9.0. Actually, I'd say this is a solid 9.0. Obviously, could have been made a perfect 10 if they had a smooth entry and remained on that track. But you know, nothing's perfect. NATO 03, of course, took a lot of our advice yesterday. Yeah, they're definitely picking up here. Currently at a 10,000 meters barometric altitude, speed of 760 kilometers an hour, hammering it forwards. NATO 03 got slapped on the back of the head. Tightened it up, boys. Tightened it up. Well done. Solid loops from NATO there. Solid loops. Buks near Bediansk. Yeah, see that is a tracking radar, but this one doesn't have one. How does it know not to shoot down friendlies then? More or less every aircraft, modern aircraft, has what we call IFF. Identifying friend and foe. You can have small panels that identify you. You can have particular radar systems can be programmed to recognize the radar signature of your own vehicles. You can also have blue force trackers. Okay, so in any kind of air combat battle space, you have AWACS, which is a radar control. Basically, it's a radar dish in the sky. I'll show you. So you have AWACS, airborne warning and control systems. These big fuck off planes, right? These are, where is it? The Luxembourg one. This is an AWACS plane, right? Oh, what are you doing, NATO 03? No, You were so perfect! Anyway, AWACS planes. Ranges hundreds of kilometers. So it's actually probably one of these planes right here. Anyway, essentially, giant fucking spinning radar dish mounted on a big plane, flying around just outside the battle space. The AWACS plane provides targeting data via data link to all the other like jets in the airspace, right? So these planes that we see flying around that we can track, namely this one, is providing targeting data within hundreds of kilometers for every other fucking plane that's flying around. Modern day aircraft in battle spaces have data links, so they communicate with each other directly and via satellite to say, hey, this is where I am. Yo, this is where my plane is. Hello, this is me. Accordingly, then, if you have surface-to-air missile systems on the ground that are clued into that data loop, right? The radar data loop and the satellite data loop with the data link, then if that surface-to-air missile system gets a radar target in that part of the sky at the altitude that it says that it is at, then you know that that's a friendly, so you're not going to shoot it down, right? If AWACS, which is the AWACS plane, flags up a target somewhere else, the SPAA system can orient to that and look for it in that particular part of the sky. I don't know the specifics of modern radar systems, what they're capable of, but older systems would have a search mode where they'd be scanning the entire sky, or a tracking mode, or targeting mode, sorry, where they'd target a very specific small box of the sky at a higher frequency at a higher range. Right, so, they would basically use all of their power in one place rather than for the entire sky. But I don't know how modern systems work. To be honest with you, I'm out of date with my radar knowledge. Interesting information on the AWACS that radar dish is capable of 11 megawatts of output, meaning it can be used as a GPR down to approximately 35 millimeters, and when focused into a narrow enough cone can fry equipment. Tinker Air Force Base, where all the AWACS is stationed, has a board there displaying the 7 air-to-air kills AWACS has gotten, including against 2 MiGs. NATO 3. Put in a good showing earlier on, NATO 3. Well done. You can rest now. Sorry, chat. I'm sorry to expose you to that. That's a rare loop. That's a satisfying loop. Right there. That right there is a satisfying loop. How many loops is this? Oh my god, they're on a solid 7 looper right now. NATO 4. That's a solid. I'm gonna say that's a solid 9.5, honestly. That's a solid 9.5 right there. This right here is a solid 9.5. Solid 9.5. They're just starting their fucking paperclip journey, man. The fucking paperclip emotes.
Only 9.5.
NATO 4. Yeah, 9.5. Well, we'll see how you do at the end. We'll see how you do at the end. We'll see, NATO 4, because you could easily fuck this up. Sure, you're on it right now, but what if you start, doing some weird shit later on, NATO 4? We can't give you a flat 10 right now unless you follow on the exit the same way that you do on the entry, No Name, thank you. Cathadex, thank you. Schmiggles, thank you. Curious Caution, thank you. Althane, thank you. NATO 4, thank you as well. What if it's actually NATO 4? If it's actually NATO 4... NATO 4 fucked it up. Oh, NATO 4! What is this? You wonder why now? You wonder why now we didn't give them a full fucking 10 out of 10, dude? The only people that will ever get 10 out of 10 is the fucking Swedes. You were the chosen one. Although he might be going home. So we'll give him a second. If he's going home, then it can be forgiven. That deviation would have been exactly when they subbed. Are you sure the Swedes get 10 out of 10? No, I said they're the only ones capable of getting 10 out of 10. That's diabolically bad. That's so bad. That's bad. Emotional damage. Oh, you son of a bitch. It's airborne warning and control. It's basically they're scanning the sky for enemy planes. That's why you have NATO aircraft here doing this. You have NATO tankers down here doing this. And there's another tanker coming in here somewhere. Where is it? Lager 132. On its way in. Oh, this could be the start of a loop. This could be the start of a loop. Right here. A newborn loop! A fresh loop! Where do loops come from? Well, when a mommy tanker and a daddy AWACS love each other very much. Oh, we know that NATO fucked the loop up a bit. But they're back on track now. They're back on track now. Bro, we are 3 sub points away.
Apologize for the slight deviation of the 8 loop. All crew members lost focus watching your stream. We famous now, moms.
Imagine if that actually was them. Some loops are terrible. This is what we refer to as the penta loop. Because it's a loop with one ball. Some loops.
Boy, there was a joke that I wanted to let fly there. But I'm not gonna do it.
Like what? What was the joke?
Okay. Alright.
DM me the joke you were too pussy to say. Some loops are terrible. This is what we refer to as the penta loop.
Mercury Frost, 4 years, 4-year parole. Randy, 6 years. Vinny, okay, I gotta actually tell him. Okay. Okay, so Vinny, it's being worked on. Randy, 6.
He said it afterwards. What did he say?
Jalen Carter Jr. I don't think making fun of a cancer survivor is appropriate. Although Cath's entire chat is daily survivors of cancer. There we go. That's a little more appropriate.
Bruh, I can make fun of the fact that you've only got one ball without making it about cancer. You brought up cancer, not me. I just said one ball. It is this across the entire human population. One testicle is average. One ball, one prayer. He lost his ball because of cancer. Toshikari, I am very good friends with Penta. $8 billion people have at least one testicle. On average, everyone has a testicle. You know, you just like to pretend to be a stupid viewer. 0.9987 testicles per... Can we... Hold on.
Oh yeah, I'm already eating people, and I burned a guy that was on a cross. Now, that wasn't to say that I burned the cross, because I didn't really even think about that, and I still feel terrible about it.
I'm sure.
Hold.
Here you go.
Go.
I was just there for the guy. That's true. Cath and too long of copy pastas. Name a better duo. Actual brigading.
You're not Reddit. You're not fucking Reddit.
Thanks for the too long of copy pasta. Thanks for stressing Dandy out. We'll calm her down too? What the fuck? It read like a threat. Leave Dandy alone, she's a good woman. Hasn't she been through enough? Hasn't Dandy been through enough?
I know this is wrong, but does anyone feel bad for Dandy? The whole world is mad at her, is probably taking a toll on her mental health.
Let's get some lube. Yeah, see, NATO 4 did not do a bad job, all things considered. Very clean entry. They fucked up a little bit, but they held it together well. They held it together. This is a fucking mess, isn't it? So is it... Am I being dumb? Belgium. Oh, yeah. Sting 22 drew a cock. Well done, Sting 22! Well done, Sting 22! Well done! Woo! 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 Sting 22 with the cock loop! Woo! Came in here. Got a solid ball. Got another ball. And shot out the front. I see you, Sting 22. I see you. This fucking Giga chat, dude. They know we're watching. Why? What are they doing? They're just like dicking around, flying in circles. Just a whole bunch of F-16s. This guy's got to be fucking dizzy at this point. Jesus. Sting 11? Fuck me. Oh, hang on. Are they running like parallel? Well, I wish I could fucking tell. Have they just been doing loops the entire time? I don't think this is simulated dogfights. Maybe. Is this what they do in Belgium? They just get the entire Air Force up and fly them around in circles once a week. Is this actually what they do? Sting 22, dude. He's supersonic! He's supersonic right now! Mace 41 going supersonic over Belgium. He's supersonic right now. Sonic boom! 1,400 kilometers an hour. Yeah, he's cruising, bro. He's cruising. He's only at 2,000 meters as well. He could quite easily break windows if he... He's going straight over a population center. Oh, he just came out of supersonic. He's no longer supersonic. Ooh. Anger 12, dude. That's a fucking name. That's a fucking call sign right there, boys. That's a fucking call sign right there. NATO 11 put in some solid loops to begin with. Actually, a lot of solid loops. And then went full paperclip over here. But they were on their way out. I think that was like a swan song. So they did a whole bunch of loops and then they thought, I'll just do one for the sake of it, and then they left. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean I can see where they were going with that. Yanko 3 still on the full Swedish loop. This is a solid performance from Yanko 3 here. The Super King Artemis Birds have been doing a really good representation of the Swedish loop. They've been doing really well. You know what? This was an inverted Swedish loop. He was doing a Swedish loop and then he thought, fuck it. I'm just gonna flip it back, dude. I'm just gonna flip this loop back and I'm gonna go back in the other direction. That is some dedication right there. That is some dedication to the craft. Not only doing a Swedish loop, but flipping the Swedish loop. MMF20, the Netherlands, clearly stoned off their fucking ass.
President.
Distinguished representative of
Oh my god.
Señor Presidente.
Mr. President, Guatemala is a co-sponsor regional
Yeah,
and
this is a
global
drone.
efforts designed to
This is a very
prevent
good loop, but it's
the
drone.
military aggression and the unjustified invasion.
Solid drone loop. Yeah, it's doing 135 kilometers an hour at 5 kilometers altitude. This is a drone.
Military decisions and actions of the Russian Federation.
We'll see if there's any available. There's no available loop. Where the fuck is everyone, dude? Everyone's turned their transponders off. How could you fuck this up? You're a drone. How could you fuck this up? Oh, they might be rotating, though, actually. Yeah, 15,000 people are tracking this. Altitude of 17,000 feet. It's an MQ-1C drone.